Radio communications escalate with alarming urgency. This car is split in two. There's an occupant inside. Send us some squad now. Send us more units. It's a grave incident requiring immediate intervention. Amidst the chaos of a graduation ceremony announcement, another distressing report comes through. Radio, 3 occupants, all pretty young. Miraculously, one survivor is found, the 17-year-old female driver Mackenzie Shirilla, breathing but unconscious. Her name is confirmed amidst the trauma, the sole individual to walk away from the mangled wreckage. The incident immediately sparks questions. It's so unfathomable. How could this possibly happen? This was no accident. Mackenzie and her boyfriend, Dominic Russo, were believed to be soulmates. Yet the vehicle's black box would reveal mechanical truths, not emotional ones. Was this a horrific accident, or was it a calculated act of malice? Just days before, life pulsed with carefree joy for Mackenzie and her friends. Rosie Graham, a close companion, recounts a vibrant group: Kenzie, Davian Flanagan, Dominic and Rosie's own boyfriend, Bubba. They had just celebrated high school graduation, living without a care, sharing daily adventures and intimate moments. Dominic and Mackenzie, a couple for 4 years, were deeply intertwined, even contemplating marriage. Dominic, often described as wise like a Master Yoda, complimented Davian, the group's comedic heart. Rosie cherishes the bond, emphasizing the group's unstoppable dynamic and the sudden devastating shift that changed their lives forever. Back at the crash site, emergency personnel confirmed 2 individuals deceased upon arrival. DOA. Davian Flanagan, a Strongsville football player, and Dominic Russo are identified. Mackenzie is wedged within the wreckage, barely conscious, later life-flighted due to the severity of her injuries. Officers discover small amounts of marijuana and psilocybin mushrooms concealed in her belongings, adding a layer of complexity to the unfolding tragedy. Mackenzie's parents receive the devastating news in the hospital, learning their daughter was driving and 2 young men perished. The harrowing realization that Dominic, Mackenzie's long-term boyfriend, is one of the deceased plunges them into profound grief. Concurrently, Dominic's family grapples with their own unfathomable ordeal. His father shares a poignant final text from Dominic, "Love you, Dad," sent just hours before the crash. The family's shock is palpable, their minds reeling with questions, unable to reconcile their vibrant son's life with his sudden, tragic end. Dominic was a cherished part of their family, with plans for a future alongside Mackenzie. The news spreads rapidly through the Strongsville community. Initial investigations suggest the car failed to stop, crossed a lawn, struck a sign, and then crashed into a building. The absence of skid marks at the site immediately raises questions. Were they intoxicated, asleep, or under the influence of illicit substances? Friends recall Mackenzie as a loyal, fun, and loving individual, actively engaged in social media and modeling. Her relationship with Dominic was central to her life. They had built a home together, shared aspirations, and were considered a tight couple. The notion of them contemplating marriage further deepens the enigma surrounding the crash. In the hospital, Mackenzie, suffering a broken femur, ribs, lacerated organs, and damaged carotid arteries, is informed of Dom and Davian's demise. She reacts with intense distress and disbelief. During an interview, she claims total amnesia for the moments leading to the crash, recalling only turning onto the street before waking in the hospital. Her parents, seeking legal counsel, provide police access to her phone. The prosecutor views Mackenzie's selective amnesia as suspiciously perfect. He also notes a concerning social media exchange post-crash. Mackenzie and her mother respond enthusiastically to a brand's offer for PR, despite the recent tragedy. Later, Mackenzie sends a direct message to Davian's sister, apologizing and attributing the event to an accident, a gesture Davian's sister finds disingenuous. Davian's friends provide crucial Life 360 GPS data, placing the group at a gathering before the 5:36 a.m. crash. Mackenzie's phone reveals videos of her using marijuana, even while driving, raising initial suspicions of impairment. However, subsequent toxicology reports confirm no alcohol or psilocybin in her system, only traces of THC from marijuana. This eliminates drug-induced impairment as the sole cause. Davian's journey from a promising football career abruptly ended by injury to exploring illicit substances sheds light on the vulnerabilities of youth. His parents reflect on the what-ifs, tormented by the thought that had he heeded their warnings, he might not have been in the car. Similarly, Dominic's family grapples with the profound void, their memories of his entrepreneurial spirit and loving nature now tinged with sorrow. Surveillance footage and event data recorder (EDR) analysis become pivotal. Trooper Elliot Rawson's reconstruction shows the Toyota averaging nearly 98 miles per hour through a stretch of road, an unsafe speed for the conditions. The EDR, or black box, reveals that for the entire 5 seconds leading up to impact, The accelerator pedal was pressed 100% with no braking engaged whatsoever. Intriguing steering inputs, right-left then a hard right, along with gear shifts from drive to neutral and back to drive again suggest a desperate struggle for control within the vehicle. The expert forensic auto investigator confirms the car's systems, brakes, steering, tires, acceleration, were all functioning correctly, ruling out mechanical failure. A fuzzy Prada slipper found near the accelerator was determined to be a result, not a cause, of the impact. The accumulating evidence pointed away from an accident towards a chilling alternative. Mackenzie's character and her turbulent relationship with Dominic come under intense scrutiny. Friends describe a controlling, aggressive side to Mackenzie, noting instances where she would verbally assault Dominic. Whispers of her claiming to have cast voodoo to prevent him from leaving her reveal a desperate possessiveness. Text messages between the couple show a volatile dynamic, oscillating between intense affection and sharp discord. Dominic's brother, Angelo, confirms Dom's repeated attempts to end the relationship, with Mackenzie often refusing to leave, highlighting a profoundly toxic and codependent bond destined for inevitable dissolution. The motive begins to crystallize with the testimony of Christopher Martin, a friend of Dominic's mother. 2 weeks prior to the fatal incident, Dominic desperately called his mother, Christine, for help while Mackenzie was driving erratically. Christopher, dispatched to intercept them, distinctly heard Mackenzie threaten, "I'll crash this car," during the phone call. This shocking statement introduces the concept of prior calculation, a critical element in proving intent, transforming the narrative from tragic accident to premeditated act. With this overwhelming evidence, Mackenzie is arrested for 2 counts of aggravated murder. News of the arrest sends shockwaves, with public opinion sharply divided. Mackenzie, during her arrest, expresses concern for her bracelets, symbolic of her bond with Dominic. In an interview from jail, she vehemently denies being a monster or having any intent, reiterating her claim of amnesia. The trial begins, with Mackenzie opting for a bench trial before a judge. The prosecution presents the crash video and EDR data, demonstrating 100% acceleration and no braking. This visceral evidence leaves the victims' families profoundly impacted, feeling a deep sense of betrayal as the truth about the final moments emerges. The defense attempts to counter the charge of murder by arguing Mackenzie would not intentionally harm herself. They propose a medical emergency, citing her diagnosis of POTS, a blood pressure disorder that can cause blackouts. However, experts counter that the precise, aggressive maneuvering of the car, accelerating to nearly 100 miles per hour through an S-curve, would be physically impossible if Mackenzie had blacked out. The pivotal moment arrives with Dominic's mother, Christine, presenting audio recordings from Dominic's phone made just days before his death. These recordings expose Mackenzie's furious, demanding demeanor, threatening serious problems if Dominic didn't comply, starkly contrasting his calm, pleading tone. This potent evidence reveals the deep, explosive anger Mackenzie harbored. The prosecutor, in his closing, frames the act as a course of death and destruction, asserting that Davian was merely cargo. The judge, having weighed all the evidence, delivers a verdict that resonates through the courtroom. Mackenzie Shirilla is found guilty of 2 counts of murder. Her and her mother's cries of disbelief and shock fill the courtroom. At sentencing, Mackenzie faces life in prison. While letters of support portray her as a caring individual, the prosecutor refutes them as contradictory to the evidence. Controversial social media posts, including a 2021 TikTok using the song "I'm the Girl You Die For" and a post-crash Halloween video dressed as a corpse, are presented as evidence of her disturbing mindset and lack of remorse. Mackenzie defends them as mere trends. She offers a tearful apology, claiming profound sorrow and no intent, but the victims' families find it insincere. Davian's sister passionately advocates for the maximum sentence. Mackenzie's mother pleads for leniency, reiterating the accident theory. The judge, acknowledging the immense pain, sentences Mackenzie to 15 years to life for each murder, to be served concurrently, stating she will likely spend the rest of her life in prison. The victims' families express gratitude for justice, though recognizing there are no true winners. Mackenzie's family, however, vows to appeal, presenting new text messages. These reveal Mackenzie claiming Dominic attempted to seize the steering wheel and cause a crash 2 weeks prior, a direct rebuttal to the prosecution's prior calculation motive. Public support for free Mackenzie grows, igniting further grief and frustration for the victims' families. The ongoing legal battles and social media campaigns reopen wounds. The victims' families yearn for acceptance of responsibility and an end to the appeals, hoping for genuine closure. They articulate the painful reality that while Mackenzie's family can visit her, they can never visit Dominic or Davian again. Amidst this enduring sorrow, Davian's family creates a Barber Scholarship in his name, a beacon of hope, and a living testament to his memory and unfulfilled dreams, ensuring his spirit and aspirations continue to inspire. In the wake of unspeakable tragedy, the pursuit of truth often illuminates the darkest corners of human nature. While one life is forever bound by a judgment of intent, the memories of others ascend, transformed into enduring legacies of hope and aspiration. What truly transpired in those final moments, and the depths of the human heart that led to such a profound catastrophe, remain a haunting echo in the chambers of justice. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more in-depth cinematic explanations of compelling stories.